Hey, what's up? This video is for Lauren, and it's the sign language to Come to Jesus, or the Untitled Hymn by Chris Rice. So, starting off, very first sign, we went over a little bit of this last night, but weak and wounded sinner, take your left hand, have your hands here, and crumble them, turn them into a fist. Weak, then you have wounded, weak and wounded, like you're piercing with two swords, wounded, weak and wounded. And then sinner, you'll take your fists and just beat yourself with them. So you have weak and wounded sinner, weak and wounded sinner. Lost, and then for left to die, you'll go from the left to the right, lost and left, and then left to die, like we said last night, left hand's facing up, right hand's facing down, and then you just flip them, like you're laying someone to rest. So lost and left to die. And then raise your head. All it is raise your head, and you use your right hand. Raise your head, for love is passing by. And passing by, your left hand is going to go in front of your right hand. For love is passing by. And then the first chorus is, come to Jesus, come to Jesus, come to Jesus, and live. All it is you're taking your L hands and just running it up your body. Come to Jesus and live. So that's the first verse. So now, you're going to, at the start of the second verse, now, let me see, I gotta get the words. Two things going. Now your burden's lifted and carried far away. So what you're gonna do for this is, now your burden's lifted. So you'll go to your left shoulder, act like you're lifting something off. Now your burden's lifted and carried. And for carry is exactly what it seems like. Now your burden's lifted and carried. And carried. Now your burden's lifted and carried. And far away is almost like during the first verse when you did passing by, only far away is the other hand first. Before it was the left hand going in front, now it's the right hand going in front. Now your burden's lifted and carried far away. Now your burden's lifted and carried far away. And precious blood has washed away the stain. Blood is, you take your right hand, your left hand be open like this. Blood is, touch your lips, touch your finger, and then splatter. So all you'll have is one finger up, touch your lip, touch your finger. So precious blood is do, do, do. And precious blood has washed away the stain. Precious blood has washed away the stain. Let's see what part this is. And then it's sing to Jesus. And sing to Jesus is just taking your right hand, swing it back and forth, sing to Jesus, sing to Jesus, sing to Jesus, and live. Now for the third verse. Like a newborn baby. And for like a newborn baby, you're just going to scoop up with your right hand. Like a newborn baby. Like a newborn baby. And then for don't be afraid to crawl. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. And just take your thumb of your right hand. Don't be afraid to crawl. Like you're on your knees, crawling. Don't be afraid to crawl. And remember, when we walk, sometimes we fall. See if I can. We fall. And remember, when we walk, sometimes we fall. And like a newborn baby, don't be afraid to crawl. And remember, when we walk, sometimes we fall. So fall on Jesus. Fall on Jesus. Fall on Jesus and live. And the next verse. Sometimes the way is lonely and steep and filled with pain. So sometimes the way, we'll just do this little, make a little path. Sometimes the way is lonely. Sometimes the way is lonely. And steep, you're just going to make a cliff. Here's going to be the edge of your cliff using your right hand. And you're just going to run it down. Run it over the top and just straight down. Sometimes the way is lonely and steep. Sometimes the way is lonely and steep and filled with pain. Filled with pain. Filled with pain. And if your sky is dark and pours the rain is the next line. And if your sky is dark, and if your sky is dark and pours the rain, you're just going to take your fists like rain beating on a house. So if your sky is dark and pours the rain. The next chorus for that is cry to Jesus. And for cry, all you're going to do is just take your fingers and do. 1, 2, 3. Like tears falling. Then cry to Jesus. Cry to Jesus. Cry to Jesus and live. Only 2 more. We're almost there. So next, when the love spills over and music fills the night. When the love spills over. So what you'll do, obviously love, and spill over is like a cup, like water running over the edge. And when the love spills over, take your left hand, take your right hand as the water, and then just run it over. And when the love spills over, music fills the night. Music is the same as singing. And music fills the night. At night, you're almost going to do like a clock whenever it goes around. You'll start like this, and go around your arm. Your right hand is on top, both pointing. And music fills the night. You're going to take it, wrap it all the way around. And music fills the night. And when you can't contain the